This is a long story, and the best place to start it is several hundred years ago when Papaji said that he was a yogi in an ashram in southwest India, near to where the Sringeri Mat is, on the Tungabhadra River in Karnataka. He was a Krishna devotee in that life, which is where he got all his Krishna vasanas, his passion for Krishna came from that life. He said he had a temple on the Tungabhadra River and that he'd installed a Krishna statue there. And at one point he said, I had a dream when I was in that area. I suddenly remembered my last life. I went back. I suddenly remembered where my old ashram was. I went there. And he said, my samadhi from that life had been washed away by the river, but the statue I installed in that temple was still there. So he said, when I was the guru in this ashram, there was he said, I was a very old man. I was a celibate yogi. I was going into samadhi all the time. But there was a very young, attractive girl there who picked coconuts in my ashram. And he said, I was very, very attracted to this girl, but he said in that lifetime I was a celibate yogi. I behaved myself, but I did have a very strong attraction to this girl, which I did nothing about. So he had a very bizarre end to that particular life. He went into samadhi and was so deeply in that state, his devotees thought he was dead. And one complete lunatic, who must have been one of his devotees, decided to test whether he was dead or not by breaking the top of his skull with the tip of a machete. Now, what this was meant to prove, I have no idea. So Papaji said he was aware of what they were going to do, what they were planning to do, but he was so absorbed in his samadhi state that he wasn't able to stop them from doing this is he dead or alive experiment with the machete. And he said, I died from the blow from my own devotees. He said, I was buried in that ashram. The samadhi was washed away. Fast forward a few hundred years, and he said, around in the late 1920s, my parents started looking for a girl for me to marry. At that time, marriages took place at quite a young age. I think Papaji was 16 when he married, and I'm guessing the girl must have been a year or two younger. So he was married to this girl in the Punjab in 1929. And then when Papaji took this job in Madras, so he could come and see Bhagavan and got his final experience of realization, liberation with Bhagavan, he acquired the ability to see past lives, or occasionally they would reveal themselves to him. And he said he suddenly realized to his shock and horror that this girl he'd been married to for 16 years was the self-same coconut picker from his ashram 300 years before. And he said that's how it is. That's how samsara works. 300 years ago, there I was playing the great yogi. I was going into samadhi. I was mad for Krishna. But I also had this strong sexual desire for the coconut picker. So I didn't get enlightened. I got reborn, and who should turn up as my wife but the coconut picker I'd been lusting after 200 or 300 years before.